A group of animal rights activists invade a Cambridge laboratory where a new drug for treating depression is being tested. A scientist who is scared to death asks them not to let the test monkeys out because they are infected with the rage virus. Nevertheless, one of the activists opens the cage and a chimpanzee leaps out and bites the woman. An unknown infection instantly infects her body, and she attacks the other activist and the scientist. The virus is quickly transmitted to other animals and humans, causing uncontrollable aggression. After 28 days, Jim wakes up in the intensive care unit of the hospital. He finds that not only the hospital, but also the city of London has been abandoned by the people. Everywhere, the consequences of riots and chaos are visible. Jim comes across a newspaper that says, "Evacuation, residents are leaving London." Jim enters a church where he is attacked by zombies. He is rescued by two survivors, Selena and Mark, who throw Molotov cocktails at the infected. After reaching shelter, they tell Jim that during the 4-week epidemic, the whole of England has been filled with infected who are attacking the uninfected. Cases of infection were reported in Paris and New York, after which communication with civilization was lost. Ezen reveals that he is a courier, had an accident, and came to his senses already in the hospital. He asks Selena and Mark to take him home, hoping that his parents are still alive. On the next day, the three go hiking, but when they reach their destination, they find out that Jim's parents committed suicide by taking sleeping pills. The heroes decide to spend the night in the house, as it is very dangerous to move around the city at night. Jim watches a video attracting the attention of his infected neighbors, Mr. Bridges and his daughter. Mark kills a zombie, but one manages to bite him on the arm. Selena kills a shocked Mark and explains to Jim that it only takes 20 seconds to turn into a zombie. Jim and Selena notice Garland flashes in the window of a high-rise building. They go to the signal on the stairs. They are attacked by a group of zombies. They are saved by Frank killing the zombies. Jim and Selena find refuge in the apartment of two survivors, Frank and his daughter Hannah. They hear a group of soldiers have fortified themselves at an outpost near Manchester and are urging the survivors to join them, promising safety and a vaccine for the infection. Selena doesn't want to leave the city, but Frank insists on it and says that the water has run out, and with the soldiers, they have some chance of escape. On the way, they have to face many dangers. They have to avoid zombies, bandits, and other survivors who are ready to do anything to survive. The heroes get to the outpost. There they find no one. Frank in a rage kicks the door to scare a crow, and from the corpse of a soldier on the top falls a drop of blood on Frank's eye. Frank gets infected. The approaching soldiers shoot Frank and take the survivors to a secluded estate where a group of soldiers under the command of Major West have entrenched themselves. The officer offers Jim and the girls to live with them and wait for all the infected to starve to death. To see when this would happen, the soldiers kept their infected dark-skinned comrade, nicknamed Postman, alive by chaining him in the backyard. At night, zombies attack the mansion, but the soldiers fend off the attack. PC Corporal Mitchell, fired up by the battle, hits on Selena. Major West stops the scuffle and tells Jim that he promised his soldiers women, because without women, there is no future. Realizing that they have been lured into a monstrous trap, Jim rushes to the women, but the soldiers lock Jim and Sergeant Farrell, who has interceded for him, in a cell. Farrell assumes that normal life goes on in the world, and the British Isles are quarantined. The next morning, Mitchell and Private Jones take Farrell and Jim out into the woods to be shot. The inexperienced Jones blows through Farrell's line, narrowly missing the corporal, who knocks the private to the ground in anger. Not noticing Jim running away, Jim hides from the pursuit among the corpses and makes his way outside the walls of the estate. He notices a jet plane flying by. Mitchell tells Jones that the unarmed Jim is already dead. The soldiers return to the manor. Jim sets off the siren at the outpost. Major and Private Davis rush the jeep to the outpost. Jim kills Davis and disables the jeep. After fighting off a pack of zombies, the Major runs toward the estate. As the soldiers are about to have sex with Selena and Hannah, Selena manages to hand Hannah a horse dose of sedative to rid the girl of her psychological trauma. Jim breaks the postman's chain with a machine gun. The freed zombie infects Private Clifton, and chaos reigns on the estate. Jim kills Jones and Mitchell and leads the women out to the car, but Major West is waiting for them there. He mows Jim down with a shot, but Hannah drives up to the postman, the zombie dragging his former commander out of the car. Selena and Hannah take the dying Jim to the hospital, where they frantically try to resuscitate him. 28 days later, Jim wakes up in a farmhouse. Exhausted, infected, are lying in the road. A fighter jet flies past the house. Jim, Selena, and Hannah hastily lay out the word, "Hello." On the ground with a cloth, the pilot notices the signal and asks to send a helicopter. If you like the video, please like and subscribe.